You found yourself on the Giller long list for your first book of short stories, which is quite a coup. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
It's been, I guess, quite a week for you.
This is a great evening, though, to kind of anchor it in the middle of the week, so it's all good, yeah.
This is your first book of short stories, but I'm wondering, what your thoughts are on the short story in 2010 in Canada, and why did you choose this as a genre for your first book?
I think I'm in the minority in that I think typically maybe people think that short story is like kind of minor league, like kind of junior A, and then you graduate to the epic form of the novel, and when you get there, that's when you really show the world what you can do. But something I've been thinking about a lot in making them is that short stories have possibilities that novels don't have. So I've always thought that there are things you can achieve in a short story that you just can't do in a novel. So a short story, if it's working, to my mind, you literally can't put it down. So the idea that you have the reader, and the reader's going to sit there, and they sit there from the beginning to the end, and they know that they're going to get there to the end, it creates a different sort of series of expectations, perhaps. Like I teach creative writing.
Right.
So sometimes I say, does the writer pass the paragraph test? And the paragraph test is walk in the bookstore, open it up, flip, blank, point and read, like point and read. And you can see something in like the small architecture, like probably carpenters could see in the way that without even looking at the house, they could tell almost if the house is well made by looking at a wall or looking at plaster or looking at, good work on the moldings. If the moldings look like that, then this is probably a good house. I find the paragraph test, like if a person is putting a sentence together carefully and they're putting a paragraph together carefully, and maybe you could do, the one before and the one after, you'd get a pretty good idea.
You're harsh. I give them a page.
A page.
Yeah.
Well, that's but you can tell. You can see care. Care is evident immediately. That's the nature of care. So if it's there, we see it.
And I must say, having had the pleasure of reading Light Lifting, that it really is a kick-ass collection. In the words of one Canadian critic, not me, it's a stone motherfucker of a book.
Yes, and, that's the one I want on the cover. That's the one I want on the cover.
I think I would be remiss if I didn't point out that Alexander is the second MacLeod in his family to achieve literary greatness. He is the son of Alistair MacLeod, the Impact Award-winning novelist. Is there any kind of sort of literary competition there? Is there kind of a Kingsley and Martin Amis thing happening? Where you're...
Nope. You would not want to get in one of those competitions with my dad. Yeah. No, not at all.
How has he reacted to the almost instantaneous success of Light Lifting?
It's weird because, as you can see, I think everybody in our family is interested in the creative life. We'll just call it that. Like you can play music, or you can write a story, or you can participate in some sort of scholarly endeavor. And everybody, I think there's something fascinating about intimacy and creativity. Like it's an intimate thing. And one of the smartest things my parents ever did was to recognize the intimacy of that. So they never, we're talking a long period of time with 6 kids and a whole bunch of different projects. They always respected that people's imaginations are intimate. They're intimately theirs. So whatever you're doing with your imagination, it is so personal and so yours. These stories, I wanted actions in them. I wanted significant things to happen, a series of events. And so when you were writing the scenes, I was trying to think of actions that were significant and how they would become significant. It matters because you care, or it's significant to you, and that index of care is what I was interested in. And so my 1,500-meter runners, they care about the difference between 3:36 and 3:39. They care about it so much that they will, sacrifice everything in their lives to get from the 9 to the 6. I think that decisions are interesting, inherently interesting. So
The sense that there has to be something at stake.
Something has to happen right now. It's either going to be that or it's going to be this. And if we go one way, we have a certain set of plot, we have a certain set of consequences, we have a certain trajectory which follows from it. But people who have some sense of autonomy or agency are affected by that sequence of choices they make. So 20 decisions, that's pretty much my life. I made 20 key decisions and I ended up where I was.